As I am from the city, it happens to me many times that I name a group of animals according to the names I know. For example, if I'm driving or I'm in the car and I see something brownish and small that moves, I would say that it is a monkey. The problem here is that I don't know if in fact really it is a monkey, or maybe if it is a different animal of a similar species, because I don't know the exact name for that animal that I'm seeing. So I don't know the differences between that animal and the monkey. The same happens with flowers. I remember when I was a child, my grandma used to know a bunch of names of flowers, their characteristics, their colors, their shapes, but I still see a red flower, and I would say that it is a rose because it's the only flower's name that I know and I remember that matches with what I'm seeing. So here we can see that the knowledge of the language we have and the way we use it has a deep effect on our thoughts and our emotions. Many times, when we don't know how to define something, we may end up changing our mind about it to classify that attitude, that emotion, or that thought that we are having into the words we know. Politicians and advertisers are masters on taking advantage of it. They may use extreme and well-known words instead of words that maybe describes better the situation, but are less attractive to most people. I read about the topic and really important author that wrote about something called the restricted social code. It is the everyday language that we use when chatting with close friends, when with family, words that we learned from these people talking and represent the culture in which we were raised. The problem is that many people have been only exposed to this kind of code and not to an elaborated social code. That code is more complex and gives people more tools to express themselves. They use the language to describe complex emotions, situations, and information. That's why these people, while using the language, using that elaborated social code, develops higher order thinking skills and have a deeper understanding of the world. This is something extremely important to bear in mind when teaching, because students may have a limited world, as this author Wittgenstein would say, and the important stuff is not to teach just difficult words or complex grammatical structure that only few people can understand, but it is to teach the students language that they can adapt to different situations and contexts, so they can understand the world according to different points of view and express effectively their ideas in many ways. For example, I came from a city where the summer is very hot and the winter is very cold. So a common discussion between friends and between different people is which temperature, which weather is better. So let's imagine a situation in which we propose a debate to our classes. They have to discuss whether it is better a cold or a warm weather. Of course, it is subjective, there's no right answer for it, but I'm sure that the ones that make an effort and research ideas about the environments, the climates around the world, what is better for our body, and prepare their speech so their ideas are organized and expressed using adequate terminology and interesting language, will seem to have better arguments than the ones that have maybe strong and have maybe good ideas, good arguments, but express them in an unconvincing way. That's why it is very important to know how to use the restricted social code. It is to know how to use our language. It makes our beliefs and thoughts unique and different from other people's ones. As someone that I named before, named Ludwig Wittgenstein would say the limits of the language means the limits of my world. Thank you for being here.